All right, Tim, what do you got?
Okay, what have I told you? Increase customer brand loyalty, employee retention, satisfaction, and profitability, all while making the world a better place. Social economic enterprises, basically we help businesses identify areas of social impact. We want to bring out the best in people and engage them in a noble cause. A lot of businesses these days, most businesses are competing on price, on quality, on service, and on convenience. Now, I contend that there's a fifth differentiator. So that fifth differentiator is a noble cause, something from which you're willing to make a sacrifice. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with Patagonia, which is big into sustainability, Tom's, which is buy one, give one, Ben & Jerry's, no GMO, buy local. So these are all brands that have built brand loyalty based on their contribution. So what they find is that socially responsible companies, they actually benefit from being socially responsible. Employee turnover's down, productivity's increased, sales increase, and people want to buy from socially responsible businesses. So becoming a social enterprise. Basically, what I do is walk people through clarity, connection, and contribution. What's your why? Building your community and giving back to the world. How this translates in the real world is that with clarity, we walk you through a process of figuring out what is your contribution, what problem are you solving in the world. With connection, you've got all of the digital media, you got your website, you have your social media channels, and you got to have them lined up with your cause. And lastly, your contribution is the way in which you engage your employees, you engage your customers in this greater cause. So for example, I was working with a real estate company in Chicago, and they wanted to engage their staff and families in a project in Costa Rica. So we put a trip together to Costa Rica. We worked with a church that actually vetted a family in the community this is where they lived. And this company invited their staff and some families to come down to help build a house. And this is the house that they built. They replaced this tin shack with this house. And what we do is we document this whole experience. We get testimonials. We share images and video of people doing good in the world beyond just selling homes or selling real estate, which is a great story. So in closing, I have this one last story to tell you. Once upon a time, there was an established, quite average, humdrum, ordinary place of business, and every day they produced average, humdrum, ordinary products and services. One day they asked themselves, what is the legacy of our business going to be? Because of that, they established inspired, socially responsible values that were enthusiastically adopted by their employees, customers, and stakeholders. Because of that, their employees were more energized, their customers were more loyal, and everyone was much more engaged and felt connected to the larger mission, their noble cause. Until finally, what was once an established, quite average, humdrum, ordinary company became one of the most influential, successful, and impactful companies in the history of all companies. And everyone lived happily ever after.